with Excite Media's new program, Script People. This is sort of We're back. Hey guys, welcome to The Kick. It is Thursday and we've skipped a few weeks, but we're coming back on new software, having a little bit of fun. Just hold that for a moment. I need a coffee. You know how sometimes you actually set yourself up for failure or success by doing things you haven't done before and doing them in a live environment? That's the craziness. Well, we've been working off one particular live streaming software for the last 2 years. We decided to trial another one. Today's the day. Let's see how it goes. And then on top of it, have you ever had that letdown moment with the office chair that just won't stay up? This chair is the one. At the moment, it seems to give me that sinking feeling at sporadic moments. If you find that I seem to be slipping down the screen like a hobbit, or maybe just like I'm sliding down your windscreen, that's the reason. We'll deal with it. We're going to make sure we still have some fun. Hey, everybody's hearing about sales funnels. It's kind of like the in thing for marketing. You got to have a sales funnel, man. You got to make sure you got some leads coming in. You got to make sure your sales funnel's topped up. All that conversation can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming. And today we're going to be having a talk about sales funnels from a different perspective. It's not just about having a full one, it's about one that works for your particular business, brings home the bacon, and gives you what you're looking for. Right fit clients. Well, at Excite Media, we're obviously involved in a whole lot of digital marketing services that can serve your small business. And particularly if you're interested in lead generation, have a talk to us about whether we can help, whether it's with websites, looking at things like your Google ads. Are they performing? Are you really getting bang for buck out of every dollar that's going out to bring in a lead? Or maybe you'd like some help with what's called CRO, conversion rate optimization. You've got a website, it's got lots of traffic, but somehow the phone's not ringing, the forms are not being filled in. We'd love to talk to you about that as well. Okay, let's have a look at what we're going to be dealing with today. I thought we'd do something just a little bit crazy. And so you may remember that we put up this thumbnail asking the question, is your sales funnel actually a meat grinder? Well, it's an interesting question. There's our lovely meat grinder there, and you've probably all seen them. The whole idea is that you actually get a whole lot of meat. Sometimes you're choosing those kind of low value cuts of meat that you can't do anything else with, not the one that you want to be done medium rare with the peppercorn sauce and the chips and the salad. No, this is where you're actually taking those meats, putting them together, and through the grinder, you might be tossing out some meatballs or mince or sausages, but really it's the meat grinder's job to make something out of nothing. Well, if you're treating your sales funnel that way, you're probably getting a lot of rubbish in the top. And there's a joke about some of the low end butchers that they chuck a bit of sawdust in with the mince just to flesh it out. Well, we don't want that, do we? We want to make sure that we're getting good quality mince coming out the other end. Well, my concern, and I've seen it in the 8 or 9 years that I've been working with Excite Media, is that some advice that's coming to people about improving their business is simply about topping up the sales funnel with no matter what. Now, I've got to tell you, I don't think that's actually a recipe for success. Why is that? Well, if you're just topping up the sales funnel and keeping it full and hoping that somehow some good stuff drips out the bottom that turns into a lead, a conversation with a proposal that turns into a sale, you're really living in a lot of hope that you can push through as much junk through that meat grinder as possible. And I think we've got the wrong attitude. And in fact, I've heard it many times from clients that will come to me and they're talking about how to get more leads through. And the last person they spoke to, the last agency they spoke to said, if you want more leads, buy more Google ads. Well, is that really the only thing that you can do? You just spend more money on Google, more money on Facebook. In fact, all you're doing is trying to cram more content in the top of the sales funnel, hoping that some gems might drip out the bottom. I've got to tell you, I think we're talking about this the wrong way. A meat grinder is not really the right recipe. Let's change the picture. What if instead of dealing with a meat grinder, we're dealing with a sieve? Now, I had to find something that was reasonably cartoony, but looked like a sieve. This is the one. If you've ever helped your mum in the kitchen, whether it's making scones or an apple pie, you know that when she gets the flour out of the container, she wants to sieve it to make sure it's as fine as possible. And what is she doing in that process? Well, basically, we're sieving out the impurities. We want to make sure there's no weevils that are dripping through. We want to make sure whether it's sugar that there's no clumps that are going to make sure that the pastry is smooth as. So what you're doing is you're sieving out the rubbish. What if you treated your sales funnel the same way? And instead of treating it as something you just cram as much in the top, more Google ads, more Facebook ads, you really started optimizing it and you use your sales funnel as a sieve, then you're probably going to see better results. So what might you be sieving for? Well, depending on your business, obviously, there are lots of different options. You might want to be trying to get the right type of inquiry. It's a particular product, it's a particular service that you're really looking for right now. It might be based on price. You don't want the $500 jobs, you want the $5,000 jobs. It might be the type of client. I've talked to many business owners who would love to have a psychometric test to be able to check the right customer through the door. You know what it's like. We talk about C class, B class, and A class clients. What if you could somehow just make sure that they tick enough boxes to be an A and a B and not a C? And then finally, it may be that for you to be profitable, you've got to draw those leads from particular locations that are more convenient to running your business. Or it might be the length of the project, or it might be about the profitability of the lead inquiry. Either way, your sales funnel, the collateral that you've got out in the market, your website, your landing page, all the messaging that you create, it's a recipe, just like mum's apple pie, that we've got to get right. And for that reason, we should treat our sales funnels like a sieve and not a meat grinder. Okay, so this is something visually that I want you to take away. The next time that you're talking about your sales funnel, ask yourself, are we treating this campaign like a sieve or a meat grinder? Are we just trying to squeeze as much through, and I don't care what those sausages taste like that come out the other end? Well, to be quite honest, that makes your work really hard dealing with those leads and inquiries. Or maybe it's really that we should be treating it like a sieve and we should be trying to find a way of getting the gems to the bottom and getting rid of the rubbish along the way. I hope that's been useful for you. I look forward to being able to catch up again on the kick, and we'll be back next Thursday.